Venny debate. Alright, boys and girls, all who joined in on this occasion here, thank you for coming in. This is the first debate that I'm going to moderate, and the first debate ever for this channel that's being put down. So, I turned off all the redeems because you know why? Because I don't want you guys fucking spamming the goddamn thing, so shut up and listen to the points that are being talked about here. Alright, now, I'm gonna ask you guys, would you like to introduce yourselves just a little briefly, who you are, what you do, and what do you aspire to be, all that stuff?
Understood. Good day to you, greetings. My name is Dutiliamus Erstulos Uram Hrezlovas, as you people know me as Lovas. I am an artist that does VTuber things, and I draw, and I'm starting a YouTube career after I finish my model myself. I do designing rigging all by myself, no AI included, and very good to have this debate today. And thank you kindly for having me.
All right, good job. Right. Thanks. You're up.
I am FacesTheShadow. Name being Faces. I am a shadow. I am less enthusiastic about this debate. I have no idea what Lovis plans to use against me here, but let's see what happens.
All right, then.
It's going to be
I'm here for fun and chaos.
Now, for those of you who are wondering, why is this even happening and how this came to be? Well, I'm going to leave you here 2 months ago during a Power World stream here with my friend Hrezlovas. The both of us were pressured into playing a silly little game called Fuck, Marry, Kill, in which you choose 3 options and decide what will you do with all these. None of this really matters, but what does matter is that upon the second attempt of our illustrious Jungian Shadow Faces, pinned a Fuck, Marry, Kill on Lovis. Lovis, in turn, rejected the challenge and had no obligation or reason to acquiesce to what Faces put forward. As I was dealing with something, as probably went to get some water or went to the bathroom or something like that, I returned to find that Lovis and Faces were locked into a small little argument in which Faces enacted something called Xanato's Gambit, due to Lovis' unwillingness to comply with the challenge. From there on, the two agreed to engage in debate, which has been brewing this whole time. Now we are here. And now that we're here, I'm just going to be like, all right, so the prompt is, what is Xanato's Gambit and what isn't, and what is a win? So first things first, opening statements. Lovis, the floor is yours.
Is it counting now?
Yeah.
Understood. Okay, people. Hello, I'm Hrezlovas, and here we are. It's about time, people. Now, the debate starts. So first things first, what is Xanato's Gambit? Well, I interpreted that it's the junction of plans to a same point of goal, and inside those plans, even if something fails or the plan itself fails, the author always benefit. Okay, so this thing, right, I did the research about it, and turns out I found the fandom and the week explaining what it is. And this troop is named after David Xanatos, one of the main antagonists of the series Gargoyles, which I was actually surprised to see it, who was the master of the technique and used it consistently to serve its own ends. So basically, I always knew there was a villain who was very annoying inside the cartoon, that the dude always won even if he lost. And now I know what the Xanato's Gambit actually entailed when the Faces actually used. But I believe he did not use that thing properly, and I will see that today. But remember, it's only a Xanato's Gambit if all the plausible outcomes benefit the mastermind in some way, which means that it enters in the second part of this debate. What is a win? And what would even be a benefit if the win also entails that? Which our boy here Faces, he cannot tell me what is a win or what is a benefit. This dude over here has the agnostic worldview. He cannot tell me that. And I gotta tell you objectively what it is. It's theosis. It's being a bloody Christian is a win. This dude cannot tell me objective standard or what it is a win to begin with. After all, narcissism cannot tell you what it is. And Basically, he always going to take things subjectively, which is from his own self. He will fall into the three traps of utilitarianism, harm principle, and together with the force doctrine. He cannot make normative claims or even oughts or shoulds. And he cannot ground anything inside the epistemology, ethics, metaphysics, or even tell me what truth is to begin with. He cannot tell me even if it's not in the jar, by the way, because he's agnostic. He cannot discern me for what truth is or not objectively. And today we're going to have a lot of grapes, a lot of wine, and a bunch of bird ops, bro. And now we'll see what Faces will be able to give it to me. All right, up to you, Faces.
All right, that's a good intro. Good there. Before the 30 seconds left, even. All right, then. Now with that, Faces, it is your turn. You tell me when.
Go ahead.
All right.
Okay. 3 major flaws with that. 1, you assume because I'm agnostic that I don't hold to any worldviews that are based on religious fundamental claims. Not true. I'm agnostic because I don't adhere to a single religion or lack thereof. I'm agnostic because I don't choose to take a stance on a religious fundamental principle, but that doesn't mean I don't hold to the values. Second, you define the Xanatos Gambit as where all the predetermined outcomes lead to a successful outcome for the planner. It's a little bit more than that. It's a predetermined plan in which they all benefit the planner, not necessarily whether or not they win or lose or the plan succeeds or fails. All outcomes are a success or a failure regardless of the outside viewer's interpretation. And the third point that I think is an issue here is when you highlighted that I can't tell you what a win is, and specifically that my previous claim that what I said was a win over you in the fuck, marry, kill issue, that was somehow not accurate to the Xanatos Gambit. That was also incorrect. As far as that, we'll get into that in the actual debate, but we'll go by point. So that's it. That's all I gotta say.
Then, very good. Wow. All right.
Okay,
so,
do we start now?
Now, with that said, you will pull your statements out. Now, the free discussion is set adjourned. No, not adjourned. Sorry, my bad. Is now ready to begin. The floor is yours. Draw your swords.
Understood. All right, first let's start with the Xanatos Gambit thing, right? So, is it a set of plans that would always benefit the author of it, correct? Or something like that? What would you detail that to be?
The actual Xanatos Gambit is more specifically, again, it's someone who plans, the Gambit itself is a Gambit, so specifically a set of goals with acceptable losses carved out so that you can take an attempt to achieve a goal. That goal may or may not include various sub-goals that can still be achieved even if the overall plan fails. So the TV tropes is probably the perfect example because, you know, it goes through all the different potential victory states, right? Just because you defeat the dragon that I summon doesn't mean that I can't escape in the meantime. Or just because you kill me doesn't mean that I can't be turned into a martyr. These are all different benefit states. And a benefit is usually a little bit more on the personal side. It's not always something that you necessarily have to objectively state. So that's one of the reasons why I think this debate is a little silly. It's like, what's a benefit to a person? It depends on them. The other thing, of course, is whether or not you're going to meet the standard or threshold of someone else is irrelevant to the Xanatos Gambit. So
Isn't the Xanatos Gambit the idea that the outcomes will always benefit the author?
No,
like even if a plan,
there are actual fail conditions for a Xanatos Gambit. If
will not have any benefits whatsoever, I believe it would be the defeater of the Xanatos, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so therefore, if it is the case, the plans always requires to have a benefit at least to a certain extent. Even if the idea, for example, the dude lost 40 points, he still won 60. Or even if he lost 90, he still won 10. But at the end would pursue to a goal from which he will have a, unquote, a grandiose win overall, you could say.
It would depend on the principle. So, for instance, if your personal principle is I have claimed victory over the entirety of my opponent, then no. If you don't have enough points to succeed, you're not going to succeed.
Okay, so for example, imagine that you lost the battle, but you won the war, right?
Like a Pyrrhic victory.
Yeah, but even if the case is Pyrrhic victory, if you lost that battle, but you still won the war, right? Would that also entail similarly to the idea of Xanato's Gambit, for example? Like, oh, I saw the outcome.
Planned.
Yes, if it was planned. If the dude who was a general, for example, saw that, okay, so if I lose this frontier, it can actually grant me a strategy that can also flank them later, and then I win the entire war afterwards, right? Would you agree with that?
It can be. It's not necessarily like that strategy 101. Xanato's Gambit is more like I planned for every foreseeable outcome that might happen, right? It's like if I push them here, they might respond these 3 ways, and in those 3 ways, if I respond this way, it's going to net me this outcome.
See, so if it is the case that the dude made a plan that, but he could not foresee everything, it doesn't fit inside Xanatos?
Well, it could still be a Xanato's Gambit, but he's failed.
So
it's
he failed.
Gambit. It's not the Gambit's not about whether or not he fails or succeeds. The Gambit is about whether or not he made a structural plan.
No, but that would be one of the pillars. I could see that for sure. But is it the case that we can foresee everything?
No, Xanato's Gambits are not omniscient either.
Exactly, yes. So there is a case that somehow a plan that you do end up going out of the window, and it don't actually benefit the dude even at the end goal overall, which makes the Xanatos Gambit fail, correct?
Yes.
Okay, understand. I think we reach a good point inside the Xanatos Gambit. I think now it's clarified. Now we're going to get into the meat of the thing. Now we're going to get into what is actually a win. Now tell me, Faces, what do you think is a win?
Well, standard definition, basically to achieve victory or achieve success in an effort or venture. Very simple.
I see.
Very simple definition.
Okay, now, inside the idea of the Xanatos Gambit, a win, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it is the case that a dude, for example, oh, I want to be rich, and then he conveys a bunch of plans to be rich, okay? And then he goes in and do a bunch of crazy shit, right? You could even see, the morality of this dude is very questionable even, right? Even going around killing people, getting a bunch of mob stuff. Then he reaches at the goal. Did he actually win?
By his measure, yes.
By his measure. Is that measure subjective?
The measure of a win is subjective, yes.
Okay. Now tell me, is there any win that is objective?
Yes, there are wins that are objective in the sense that they are predetermined as to what is considered a win state.
What do you mean?
In fact, even in the Xanatos Gambit, if you declare what your win states are, they are now objectively measured.
But that's still subjective, though.
Because the
dude made
part
it
is subjective. The decision on what's a win is subjective. But actually achieving or not achieving those wins is objective.
No, I don't think you understand what I mean. The idea of objectivity and subjectivity. Okay.
Well, okay.
What do you think when I say about objective?
Objectivity. So subjectivity means come from within. Objectivity means true. Basically, the simplest concept.
No, that's not it. Objectivity means not mind dependent. Subjective means
that's
mind
what
dependent.
I'm talking about. That's exactly what I mean. The most simplest, basic, from within, external. It's a very simple way of phrasing it, but objectivity and subjectivity are basically you control, you don't control.
No, okay. It's not. I will not say like that, right? Because it's just mind dependent, not mind dependent. That's it. But here's what I'm going to entail, right?
But that's this distinction without a real difference. Like you're getting caught up on the language, not on the.
No, not language. No, you don't get it. Here what I tell you. If the dude goes in and say, "Oh, I want the money and I want everything," right? But at the end, he doesn't get satisfaction. You know, did he actually won?
It's irrelevant. Satisfaction is not his goal.
No, I understand. But if it is the idea of getting money, right, was his objective, did he achieve his goal? Yes. But did he get satisfied?
Irrelevant.
No, no. Okay. No, it's not it.
No, he didn't get. Sure. Well, I don't know.
Did he get it or not?
Claim. That's a subjective claim. I don't know.
Exactly. Yes. So that's what I mean. Okay. Now listen. The idea of subjectivity of the win of the plan. Now let's go one step further, right? Hey, I would like to have a bunch of females, okay? And I would like to have the end be satisfied with those females, okay? And then the dude makes the Xanato's Gambit, he got it, and he got a heroine at the end. But he didn't feel satisfied. But he executed a plan, and it worked. But why, right? Now tell me, at the end, he felt unsatisfied. Did he win?
No. Not by his subjective measure, no.
I see. Okay. So, the idea of being objective and subjective. For example, imagine, let's just say, a trans dude, right? I see that as objectively bad, by the way, because I appeal to the Christian Eastern Orthodoxy, and we see that as a passion that the dude has to win, right? And I see that being objectively bad to be that way. But that person sees that as a win. That person feels happy, content about it, right? This is the point that I would like to touch, the idea of being objective and subjective. That's what I mean. So pray to tell me, Faces Man. Did that person won by being a trans?
It's irrelevant. I'm not talking about the morality of this thing. I'm talking.
No, I am talking about the ethics of it, and also the idea of being a win or not. What is the prompt
of the debate? What is the prompt of the debate?
What is that, and what is a win?
What is a win? Okay. So
what is a win? Did that dude win?
Standpoint of a win.
Did that dude win? Did that dude win?
It's irrelevant to me. I don't care.
No. It's not you don't care, bro. I'm asking you. Did that dude win?
I don't think so, but that's irrelevant.
Okay, you don't think so. Okay, but that dude think so. So that dude think that he won.
Sure.
Then tell me, did he win objectively?
No, not objectively.
Why?
Subjectively.
Why?
Because it's his subjective standpoint. That's what he won on.
Okay, I understand.
We highlighted this.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay, but you cannot tell that. I can. You cannot say that.
Cannot say what?
You cannot say that he objectively lost.
Why not?
Because you don't have objective standards to begin with. You don't have anything to ground it. Here's what I mean, Faces Man. Based on your own worldview. You're agnostic. You don't even have a truth. Pray to tell me, Faces
That's
Man.
irrelevant.
No, it is relevant. It is totally relevant.
Only by your paradigm.
Don't have, no. My paradigm grounds it objectively.
Your paradigm grounds you into a set worldview with no room for any interpretation whatsoever outside of your own.
Oh, wait. It's the opposite. I don't interpret my paradigm. The church does. That's not mind dependent. If I die tomorrow, the Eastern Orthodoxy is still the same. But your belief dies with you. You don't have objective standard to appeals, though. You don't have nothing.
Oh, but that's not true at all.
Oh, how?
What is your
epistemic justification to say that? What is it? What is your epistemic justification?
The only way your objective standards survive beyond you is because someone enforces them, whether that's God or the church itself. Society still has a set of standards that they try and enforce. Whether they are constant or not is certainly up for debate.
Dude, no, you don't get it what objectivity means, dude. You're not getting it. You don't get it. Listen properly, okay?
You can keep saying that, but you're not actually proving to me that
I am I'm gonna prove right now. I can prove right now, okay?
Has religion ever changed over the years?
No, Eastern Orthodoxy never changed, no.
Never.
Never. No. That's why
Never
we
at
are
all. Never once.
orthodoxy.
Religion is
No. Or Eastern
so
orthodoxy never changed. No.
okay. So let me take you at your word there. Eastern Orthodoxy has never changed.
No.
Has it ever evolved from something else?
What do you mean evolved?
Well, I mean, most religions come from all over the world, various sources. They change over time.
No, that's
Some
a bunch of bullshit. That's not related to Eastern Orthodoxy. We got
doesn't matter.
the faith was delivered to the saints. What do you even on about, Faces? Eastern Orthodoxy never changed.
What I'm saying is that even if you as a religious person claim that your religion is the grounds for which you hold objective standards, those same objective standards that you're holding to come from a source that's one unified source compared to various unified sources.
You said not to be nothing.
So what I'm saying is your church, right, holds you to objective standards that they've set, or that will be gracious that God has set, right?
Yes.
And then another church has the same exact argument. Okay? Which one of you is technically correct?
What church you would refer that to begin with?
Doesn't matter. It's irrelevant.
No.
It's not important to. It's not important.
How are you going to compare then the system and even do an internal critique of the thing if you don't even have the comparison?
I'm not critiquing either or. I'm.
Then it's worthless. What do you mean? It's worthless.
No. I'm not critiquing whether or not your religion or another religion is more or more not valid. What I'm talking about is one religion has one set of values, one religion has a different set of values.
Okay.
Both are objective in the standpoints that you, right, didn't set them, but you follow them. Are both still a win?
What do you even know about?
Objectively?
No, Face, no. What do you even know about, bro? No. That's not even how you test the epistemic justification of the dude. My god.
That's not what I'm talking about.
That's epistemic.
I'm asking you,
Why are we should follow one or the
question.
other? Which one is right? That's epistemic, bro. You're testing the epistemology of it. What gives the justification? What grounds it reasoning?
No. I'm not testing this. I'm asking you a question the same way you asked me earlier. Where do your views come from? What are the point of them? It's the same basic concept. I'm asking you, between these two religions, right? What makes their objective standard and your objective standard different? It's not about necessarily this. Yes, you can ask that question.
If it is the case that they change at any point in any time, they're subjective, because otherwise objectivity would mean eternal, outside the space, and timeless, and unchanging. Okay. Truth requires itself. I'm speaking. Hold up. Truth requires to be never changing. Now, the first card that I gotta put, especially in regards of ethics, because you summon it, the idea of grounding. Risfel, man, pull up to me my special card, the tag. Now, if you can check kindly the stream faces, man. This is tag, by the way. And I'm going to read it to you like a main character of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because you set up one of my magics. Listen to me. This card will be activated in response to your opponent's mentions of ethics. Although you did mention the idea of ethics a little bit earlier. When activated this card, search your opponent's epistemology in their deck. This card can not only act for the grounding and the justification of your opponent's worldview, but also demonstrate the necessity of something or someone eternal, outside time, and unchanging ground to truth, metaphysics, and epistemology and ethics. Also, if the opponent activates any effect, this card can also be activated in response from the bench zone. Which means now, Faces, the question that you're asking me is why my religion is objective and the others not, or why my religion is true or not? What is the question?
The question is neither. The question is what makes a religion objective?
Not changing, eternal, and truth. You get truth from religion because it will be objective, not mind dependent.
So then truth is what gets you the objective standard. So if another religion has their own objective standard, then you have to contend with the truth, right? A different set of truth.
What a different type of truth? What do you mean, bro? There's no different type of truth. It can only be one truth.
I mean, I agree with you. There's only one truth. I'm saying, why is yours concrete and another is not?
Because it's never changing. And it also necessitates answers inside the idea of the
There are
problem
tons
of one
of
and the
things
main.
that never change societally that aren't necessarily true.
No, dude, no. It requires the theology not change. For example, if the idea is the world was created in this, right? For example, the Genesis, right? And that case necessitates to be true. Therefore, later they cannot change the idea. Oh, it didn't. You see what I mean? That's the theology. That's the idea of truth, bro.
Okay.
You're not doing the internal critique properly, dude. Like you don't understand what I'm telling. You don't get it.
I'm saying that it's irrelevant.
No, is it probably irrelevant? What, dude? You made the question. What do you mean irrelevant?
The whole point is I'm making it is all of this is irrelevant because it's not part of whether or not the win is.
Well, yes, it is. What is a
measured
win?
by
Objectively.
No. What I'm saying is it's irrelevant because even if I drill down these two things and I make this argument about whether or not your religion is more important than another religion, does it change your truth?
That doesn't connect as a non sequitur. A religion being important or not does not necessitate the truth. Like, what are you talking about? There's no sequitur.
Okay. Well, the point I'm making is that you've dragged me over here to talk about truth and objective and win.
Yeah, what is a win, bro? We're talking about Xanato's Gambit. The dude has to win. Okay, what is a win?
What is a win?
Yes, what is a win, bro?
Actually, what do you consider a win?
Theosis, being a Christian. I already said that on my opening statement. The idea of deification with God.
But more openly. Because you've drilled it down.
How can I be more open than telling you the ultimate thing for a Christian?
Well, how about I finish my thought and then you'll actually know what I'm going to say.
Then what is it?
Hey, you've said being a Christian is your win, right?
Yes.
Is that all there is to it? If you're not if there's no other forms of win?
No.
At all.
Anything that is outside God would be a sin. It's simple.
Okay, well,
all the things we have to go towards God. That's my paradigm. We have to. We are in the false state. We are in the bad news.
Okay.
Now, again, you don't have any of that. You don't have objective standard for a win is.
I mean,
so
really
even if you make
that's not what I'm here to debate.
No, I am here to debate what is a win. It's inside the prompt, dude. It's inside the prompt.
By your paradigm.
It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. That's not gonna take you out of the prompt, bro. You are in here.
The prompt is very clear what it is.
Yeah, the prompt is very clear. Yes. What is a win?
It has nothing to do with whether or not.
Yes, you have to ground to me what objectively is a win, bro. You're not escaping this. You're dead, bro. You got fucked. Tell me what is a win, agnostic man. What is it? Oh, you don't have that, do you? You don't, do you, Faces? You cannot tell me what a win is, do you, Faces?
To achieve success in an effort or venture.
No, that's your subjective. That's your subjective.
That is the actual definition of the word.
Which you interpret in a subjective manner.
And you interpret it through your own lens as well.
Objective.
An objective,
it's not
an objective
me.
lens that you have claimed through another.
No, it's not another. It's objectively.
Oh, it is another. Who informs your world?
God.
Did God
which God is outside time, unchanging, eternal.
Okay, well, when God
objectively, not mind dependent.
About how He informs you what a win is, I'll concede the debate. But until that happens,
no, bro, you don't get it, bro. He already told us what is a win. He's the good. He's the way of life. He's the truth, bro. John.
This is not a debate at this point.
Bro, it is literally a debate, bro. You got fucked, bro. You're agnostic. You cannot tell me what a win is, dude. You're shitting your pants now, do you, Faces? You're shitting your fucking pants, huh? You cannot tell me what it is, right?
Waste of time, but
no, yeah, that's what I thought. You're bloody running now, right?
I now understand though why Riz is currently smirking.
I'm not smirking.
Nah. You got fucked.
I'm not part of this. I'm not here to meditate. I'm just here to meditate.
You
guys getting.
Listen up. You cannot tell me.
Lunatic debater now.
You cannot tell me, okay, what objective standard is to begin with. All right? You cannot tell me if the dude actually won or not. You cannot tell me that.
Not in any way that's going to satisfy you now.
No, not the idea of satisfying me objectively. That's the whole point. You cannot tell me that. You only have your subjective interpretation of what the win would be at the end. Even if the
No, 'cause
idea
my
is that you
argument's not
apply
even
that.
whether or not.
No,
Hold on. My argument is not whether or not the win is objective or subjective. My stance was that the Xanatos Gambit, which we are defining as part of this debate,
yes,
clearly lays out what the measurement of a Xanatos Gambit is.
that would
and what a
benefit the
win
dude,
inside
right?
the Xanatos Gambit is. Were we describing what a win is, or is the broader prompt what a win is inside the Xanatos Gambit?
No, we're also talking about what is a win. But the Xanatos Gambit requires a win inside the plan.
Okay, I concede the win debate to you then. Now let's go back to the broader point. What is the win inside the Xanatos Gambit?
What is a win? If the dude doesn't have a subjective, objective standard of what tell you what a win is, he cannot say at the end that he actually won.
The objective standpoint of the win is the goal set and achieving it. It's that simple.
No, dude, no. You don't get it.
I do get it. You're arguing something that's just literal.
No. Listen carefully, right? If the dude at the end accomplished the objective,
Okay.
but he didn't win because somehow he didn't get satisfied or somehow he still failed to actually get what he truly wanted, objectively, it's not a win. It's a loss.
Only by your paradigm.
No, dude, bro.
No, because we've already... Hold on. No. Other foot here. Okay. Is it true that if you set a goal and you reach it, you have objectively reached it?
Explain again.
If you set a goal and you reach the goal, have you reached it objectively?
If you set a
Answer
goal
the
and
question.
you... Calm down, I'm trying to understand what you mean. If you set a goal and you reach it...
Have you reached it objectively?
No, but if you set up it... But that question is kind of loaded. Because if it is the case, the objective also entails... Yes, if it is the case, the objective also entails the idea of being satisfied with the results. Because you can still get the results and not be satisfied with it.
But we're not talking about that. Have you reached
we are
objectively? No.
If you reach the goal, what the goal would be?
Objectively.
What the goal would be? That's what I mean.
Doesn't matter. I'm asking you a very simple question. Have you reached the goal?
Dude, the goal itself requires the dude even to interpret if it is actually the goal to begin with. It still requires. The dude has to interpret, oh, this goal is what I wanted. That's what I mean that it's loaded.
Yes. I've already stated that the entirety of setting a goal is somewhat based in a subjective worldview.
That's the problem.
But that's only a problem.
If it is subjective, therefore it's just randomness. The dude is not actually going to get a win objectively.
It's not
therefore,
random.
It has to be. It entails randomness. What do you mean does it? It's subjective. What are you talking about?
It's only random in the sense that he can choose anything. Once he's chosen, it becomes objective whether or not he's reached.
No, it's not objective. It will never be objective. Because objective will entail outside the mind.
Whether or not he achieved a goal he set is an objective measure. You've already conceded that.
No, because I said it was loaded. Because in the end, the goal is also interpretation of the dude. If it is the case that he interpret that shit subjectively, therefore it's not actually going to be the objective winning the goal. Your idea of winning and reaching the goal is subjective. Therefore, it's just random. In the end, it can be a loss because it's subjective. You understand?
Yeah, but we're also talking about what a win is inside the Xanatos Gambit.
Exactly. Am I talking the same thing? What is a win? You require objective standards to say that. You, as agnostic, you cannot count for that. You don't have that. You cannot tell me what a win is. You don't have that inside your paradigm. You assert the idea of, you reaching a goal or some point, but the case is the goal is still subjective by your interpretation. It could literally be a loss objectively. There we go, is it? Now, pray to tell me, Faces Man. Pray to tell me.
Hmm.
Do you like grapes?
Not really.
You're not a fan to grapes?
I'm not a fan of grapes now.
Do you like wine?
Not really,
Why not?
as I don't drink.
Okay. Well, Risfel, man. I pray to summon my card, the grapes. Now, Faces Man. The win that we are discussing about, you said that it is subjective by the dude, correct?
I said you subjectively set a goal, yes.
Okay. Now, because I mentioned the idea of grape, here comes this card that I prepared. You can special summon this card for your head deck by mentioning the word grape. This card can only be summoned this way due to Twitch and YouTube TOS. This card gains attack equal to the lack of objective morality of your opponent's deck, field, and hand and graveyard. This card can attack your opponent's life points directly if your opponent has no epistemology or objective morality in their worldview. Now, pray to tell me, if a dude sets a Xanato's Gambit to have a better society, okay? That dude wants a better society, Faces. And how he would achieve that goal and how he would do it, pray to tell me, how can the dude achieve that? What is a better society? And
It's not clearly defined, he can't do it.
if it is not clearly defined, okay. Would you say that a better society in the regard would be subjective in the view of
A better
the
society
dude?
is 100% subjective. There is no better society that you can point to 100%. Someone's always going to be pissed off.
No, not the idea of somebody's going to piss off. Something
Okay.
better.
Well, if you're talking about something better, better is also subjective.
Better is subjective, we'll say, but that's a problem. It's your problem, not mine. I can ground what better is. You can't. For example, I can tell you that value in life is important. And I can ground that due to the idea of we actually are the image of God and etc., right? Because I would appeal to the doctrine of the church. Pray to tell me, can you do that?
Yes, I can.
No, you're not a Christian. You're agnostic. You don't believe that.
That doesn't mean I don't believe in the values of Christianity.
No,
I
that
just
doesn't
don't
matter.
follow an orthodox.
So it's subjective.
It's subjective only in the fact that I don't subject myself to a particular religion, not that I don't believe in the broader values.
So you're just a vampire of ethics. You don't have anything to ground it. So basically,
I'm a
you
vampire
take
of
up
ethics.
what you like and you did it. Okay, now that's a problem with that. You see that dude over there down us, right? Risfel, man. Let's just say that he takes all the ethics of Christianity and he loves it. But there's one point that he doesn't, he would love to do, which is grape, for example. Although I'm not saying that Risfel man will enjoy that, and I'm saying that in the idea of the TOS. I believe you understand what I mean.
Targeted by that.
Well, I understand that. I mean that
Better
when
not
I
fucking throw me
mentioned the
under the
idea
bus,
of
bro.
grape.
Go on.
Yeah, but listen, okay. That dude over there, he enjoys grape. He doesn't, by the way, but he enjoys grape. He reveled in the idea of grape, and he believes that it's better. Can you, Faces, tell me that dude is wrong?
Yes.
Oh, you can. With your subjective standard, like he also has a subjective standard, you can be arbiter of telling him that he's wrong?
Yes.
How? What
Harm.
justifies you?
Harm.
Harm. Interesting.
Humanity
Why we
is
should
essentially
appeal to the
species,
idea of harm? Why should we appeal to the idea of harm?
Well, let's use your moral.
No, let's use yours. We're talking about your paradigm over here, homeboy.
Because
I'm not
human-
talking about mine. Mine has justification. Yours doesn't. What is harm, bro? And why we should even appeal to that?
Why should we appeal to it? Well, a simple answer is do unto others.
Why?
Well, I wouldn't like it.
No, you don't like it. Well, that dude over there doesn't like that you don't like it. Now, you still don't get the idea to tell me that he's wrong.
Well, hold on. There's a difference here.
No, there's none.
Yeah, there absolutely is. Fuck off.
No,
there is.
there's
100%.
nothing.
Oh, no.
You're
There
fucked.
is. I'll explain
You're
it to
fucked.
you. I'll explain it to you very simple. Okay?
Uh-huh.
If I harm another person and say, but I want to do it, I'm not morally justified. But if I say I wouldn't like to be harmed by another person, and therefore I don't do it, that's morally justified.
No. Because it's subjective.
It's a moral stance.
Here comes Risfel man saying the opposite of you. Why are you right and he's wrong?
Because one will actually generate harm, the other one won't.
No, dude, no. Why the idea of generating harm wrong?
You can't just say no just because.
Yes, no. Why the idea? I'm asking you a epistemic question, bro. This is epistemology. Why?
Absolutely it is, but that doesn't mean that you're absolutely right just based on that.
No, bro, I have to be at this regard because you don't have objective standards. You don't have any. That's what I'm entailing here. You cannot tell that grape is even wrong.
No, I can absolutely tell.
No, because it's subjective. If it is the case that your justification comes from you and Risfel says the opposite, you cannot tell that he's wrong.
There are objective standards in which I'm appealing to.
No,
just because they're not orthodox does not mean they're not objective.
No, bro, no, you don't have any.
Is it true?
You're just taking making a Frankenstein of ethics, bro. You don't have that.
Am I getting hurt?
What do you mean?
Do I feel pain if I cut myself?
No, pain does not entail the idea even of being harmed.
If I cut myself, am I feeling pain?
I don't know. Maybe you can. There's people that does, but I understand the spirit. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Do the majority of people feel pain when they cut?
Yes, of course. Yes.
Okay. So I can point to the objective reality of pain and
say
most
it's not harm.
Don't.
Subjective. You're saying pain is harm, therefore subjective. The dude can see pain as being good.
But the majority of people will not.
Ad populum fallacy. Congratulations.
Might be an ad populum.
Body machine.
Might be ad populum. That's true.
No, it's not. It's ad populum, bro. You're appealing to the majority. Okay, so if the majority says, "Oh, grape must be very good," let's just all do it. Therefore, you're not going to say anymore that it's wrong.
True. As a society, we're playing ad populum. 100%.
No, bro. I am not playing ad populum, bro. Ad populum is a bloody fallacy.
I said as a majority.
No, bro. No, we're not even doing that to begin with. We are now. You said that your society now is crumbling. The Canada is crumbling, bro. It's not. And you think the majority want that?
Yes, actually, I think the majority of my country.
The majority want the society to crumble.
Yeah, they seem to.
No. Seem is not they want. That's the thing. I don't think that the majority of Canada's. No. I'm telling you that the majority of people will not want the society to crumble.
All I can do is do the best I can at being the best version of myself.
The best you can, right?
Better version of what I am.
You go in, bro.
What I believe.
You carve your own path. That's what you do, isn't it? You carve your own path, bro. Yeah, go ahead. But there's a problem, though. You still cannot tell me that the grape is even wrong to begin with.
Well, I set my own paradigm.
No, bro. Oh, you are your own God?
I don't agree with it.
No, you are your own God now?
I am my own. Yeah, well, you know what? Yeah, sure.
Oh, you are your own God. Oh, okay. So let's see. Pedro, tell me then.
What's your argument?
My argument is you cannot define what a win is. And you cannot define...
You don't accept the
No, bro. Objectively. Yeah. Okay. If it is the case then that I don't accept that as a win, why are you right and I'm wrong?
I didn't say you were wrong.
That's what I mean, bro. Objectively. Why are you right and I'm wrong?
I'm not arguing that.
Doesn't matter, bro. I am, bro. Holy shit. Listen, bro.
No.
Listen, I am questioning the idea of win. Yes, what is a win? Yes, what is a win? You're not escaping the prompt, bro. You're not escaping
I'm not trying to escape the prompt. I'm trying
to... Exactly. I'm pulling you back to it and asking you what is a win and pulling you back to how can you objectively say that to me if I don't agree that it is a win or not? If it is the case that you cannot tell me that it's not a win.
Here. This is how I'll do it. By my worldview, I win.
Okay. And if somebody comes in to disagree, is that dude wrong?
Nope.
So he's not wrong also.
Yeah, no one's wrong, ever.
Oh, so no one's wrong. Okay, so the dude that goes around also in grape mode is not wrong.
Sure, why not?
Okay. I guess in this case, the idea that you cannot even tell me what a win is actually true. Because if in the end the dude, because in the end you cannot tell me objectively what it is. If it is the case that the Xanato's
I can't
Gambit,
objectively tell you what it is, or you're not listening to what I'm saying.
no, I'm listening everything. If it is the case that you are now your god and you determine what a win is, but the problem is,
did I actually claim to be God?
no, you did an example claiming that you are your own god inside your paradigm. But I tell you, you are playing your own god. Because you are the one who set your rules. Didn't you say, I want to be the best version of myself, which is subjective, by the way, and you can never tell me what objectively is. You can never do it. And even if it's the case, you still set your own standards. But the problem is, why we ought to even agree or listen to you.
I find that by not graping people, I seem to be matching some of the standards that other people, like yourself, have set.
Oh.
Somehow I'm doing okay.
No, that's subjective, though.
Oh, well, apparently it's subjective. You right now also agree.
That's the funny part.
That grape is wrong.
No,
right?
No. Listen,
is
are
that
you
not
appealing
objective?
to my? Are you appealing to my paradigm?
Well, I'm just wondering if it's the truth for you. Even if I don't hold your paradigm, does it?
No, you don't hold it. You don't hold it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If I don't hold it, is it still true for me if I don't grape?
No. Because you listen up. Listen up.
Answer the question, Logan.
Yeah, I am. Listen. You interpret that subjectively. Even if it's the case that you line yourself with 1 point or two, does not entail that you are objectively right.
Does it align to the fact that I'm objectively not graping?
No. Objectively not doing something bad, you wouldn't entail, right?
Well, I'm asking the first point first. Am I not graping?
No, are you going around graping people?
No, I'm
no.
not.
That's no. I understand the spirit. That's why I'm asking you, like the idea of doing the harm, right? Not the you are doing the grape, right? Or accept it as right.
I'm literally pointing it out right now. If I'm not, is it objectively true that I'm not graping people if I don't engage in grape?
Yeah, empirically correct.
So we accept that there are empirical realities that don't necessarily rely.
No. Empirical is different from the idea of metaphysics, harm, and etc. Empirical cannot tell me what harm even is. Empirical cannot even tell you rape is. The idea of rape would even necessitate a paradigm to judge it to begin with.
That is a wild statement.
Objectively. No. Wild is you denying that. You are the lunatic, bro. That's the crazy part.
You cannot empirically define harm. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah. Harm is metaphysical. Oh, you go to the bush and open the bush. Oh, bush, pray to tell me, is this harm?
Harm is a broad term. There are multiple types of harm as defined, and some of which are insane and stupid.
Which are all subjective. Therefore, you necessitate an objective standard to actually determine what harm even is to begin with. Yes.
Okay, so if I abandon the word harm and replace it with the word pain.
Word constant fallacy? I don't know why you would even swap the idea of the word to have the same meaning. That makes
sense. Define.
No. Pain would necessitate a nervous system to feel it, but even if it's the case, you would still say that pain would be somewhat harmful or not. That necessitates a paradigm to judge it to begin with. Because it's still a metaphysical claim, the idea of harm to begin with. Pain,
pain doesn't feel good, subjectively.
No, it's your problem. It's subjective. That does not entail that it is harm. You are, as you said, you are your own God. You are trying to determine that it is to be the case. But if somehow someone goes in and disagrees with you, you cannot say that the dude is wrong. And he cannot say you that you're wrong. In fact, you also admit it. Nobody's wrong, Lovas, but I'm carving my own path, bro. That for me is fucking hilarious. Because then, in necessitates the case, you cannot tell that any grapist or anybody who does a bunch of lunacy shit, they're wrong. You can never do that. Therefore, how can you tell me what a win is? You cannot even tell me that, objectively.
Well, I'll just say, fuck it.
You just say fuck it.
I'll just say, fuck it.
You just say fuck it. But hold up, did you mention the word Xanato's Gambit? Rizzo, man, pull up my trap card.
If anyone wants to do any props like this in debates in the future, you can also do so.
I wouldn't have minded some,
Eh,
time.
I know, but I kind of expect people to just come to me, and I don't really do a good job of coming to people. Anyway, go on.
Listen, pray to tell me. This is the card, the Xanato's Gambit. Okay, it's a trap card. If your opponent activates a plan or thinks they can execute a plan or tries to use Xanato's Gambit, you may activate this card. All your opponent's actions are now foreseeable and all the results will benefit the owner of this card at some capacity. I already foreseen that you would carve your own path. I foreseen that you would actually say you are your own god. And I foreseen inside my Xanato's Gambit plan that you will not be able to tell me of what is even an objective standard to what it is a win to begin with. And with that, I use all my 3 cards that I made and I do an XYZ summon. Risfel, man, do it! I XYZ summon
Jesus
with the
Christ.
materials of these
You're
3
such
cards.
a fucking nerd, bro. Okay, here we go.
Listen, shut the fuck up. I'm doing. Listen, no. I summon Justified True Belief, the Vineyard, in attack mode. Now listen. During any point in time of the debate, Justified True Belief, the Vineyard, can activate any effects of the material cards used to summon this card. This card can tag, negate, and banish any atheistic, secularist, and agnostic worldview. This card is full of saw, dude. It's about time. Listen now, faces, man. Right now, you cannot have any, and you don't have any objective standards to tell me what a win is. Because you appeal to harm, but you appeal to my paradigm to tell what harm is. You don't know even what harm is. You think that you have any. Even if it's the idea that you line up with the my paradigm thinks that harm is, it doesn't entail that you have an objective standard because you preferred that subjectively to add to your paradigm subjectively. And if it is the case that somebody disagrees with you, you cannot say that the dude is wrong. Now, you pray to tell me, can you still tell me what is a win subjectively?
You want to know what a win is subjectively?
Yes.
To achieve a victory or finish, to achieve success in an effort or venture.
But Risfel man over there thinks that a win subjectively is something completely different. He believes that winning is going around raping people. He doesn't, but he believes that. Okay? He believes that. Now pray to tell me, who actually achieved the win?
I mean, if he thinks he won in that scenario, that's him achieving his subjective win.
I see. So, if it is the case then, hold up, I'm drinking water real quick. Listen up. Hrezlovas man over there, he thinks that winning now is ending you completely, ripping out your heart from your cold corpse. Okay?
Yeah.
And you think that it is not a good idea to do that. I think it will be a loss for you, right? You think, yeah, that's not a win for me, right?
Unless I was suicidal, yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I totally agree. But I believe you're not, right? You're not.
Correct.
Okay, thank God. Okay, don't do that. Suicide is a sin. Don't do that. Okay, now listen.
Well, it doesn't matter. I don't follow your paradigm, right?
Oh, wait. So you can take some things from mine and some things not? Really? You can do that? I'm asking you can do that?
I mean, we've already established that.
Oh, interesting.
What's preventing me from doing it?
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Which is the case, I would say to you that you should not do that. I would tell Risfel man over there that Risfel man is not a win, and he should not do that. He should actually value life, you know. But
I
can
agree with
you, no, can you say that to Risfel?
Yes, I can.
No.
Hold on. No. I can. Does it mean that you're going to accept my standard for why I can? No, it doesn't. But it doesn't mean I can't say it, Lovis.
Oh, interesting. So you can say it, but you mean the idea with your mouth and stuff. Is that the case?
Yes, I can communicate to Risfel.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I completely disagree. But not the idea you're saying.
You know
not
what?
the idea you're saying with the
you
word.
have the right to disagree with me, Lovis. That's okay. Because we
No.
live in a world that's full of disagreement.
No, lovers. No, lovers. No. That's not what I mean. What I mean is you cannot make normative claims, dude. You cannot tell the others what they should or should not do. You cannot do that. You don't have anything to back you up to that. After all, you are a vampire of ethics.
Let's say I did. Let's say I did have a norm. Let's say I was orthodox, just like you, and I got my same values. Does Risfel necessarily going to listen to me?
Oh, that comes in something called power dynamics or force doctrine or the push of culture. There's a lot of ways for make Risfel man listen. Although I would appeal to that like as a last resort, no doubt, right? To the idea of value life. But it's my paradigm that can do that. Your paradigm demonstrated right now why we are pretty much, I would not say we, right? I would say people like you or more into the ethos of gaming, culture, society, and etc. Why y'all are losing so bad to a bunch of leftists, lunatics, that goes around saying a bunch of trans ideology shit? Because you cannot go in and tell them, you should not do that. Because after all, they are their own person. They should not be doing the thing. Why everybody should listen, you know? Nobody's right or wrong, bro. Everybody carves their own path, bro. So therefore...
I can't do that?
What?
I can't do that?
Yes, you cannot. Because you don't have anything to... You don't have anything to justify. You don't have epistemic justification. You are in the same boat as the trans.
Hold on. I can use their own values against them for that. We could talk about harm, for instance.
No, they don't agree with the idea of harm.
They do agree with the idea of harm.
No, they can't. They're subjective.
Yeah, and I can appeal to their subjective values of harm.
So you're just going to become a trans?
No, I just appeal to the argumentations they use and frame them as a way of talking to them about the things they don't like to show them that the things they're engaging in actually do hurt them. Psychologically.
No, it doesn't. No, dude, you cannot do that.
That's true.
Their subjective standard is they want to become trans and they want to do a bunch of crazy shit. And they see that as a win, by the way. You could say they could even make a Xanato's Gambit to achieve that to begin with. How are you going to appeal to the idea that they want to win doing that, being the right thing? How are you going to do that?
So they're trying to mitigate harm, generally speaking.
No.
That is the psychological framework with which they exist.
No. They say that, but they're objectively no.
They don't just say that.
Yeah, they say that. Yeah.
Measure it.
Wait, you can objectively measure harm?
We can objectively measure the way that the things they do and how they do them and why they do them and the consistency with which we can collect empirical data on it. Let's put it that way.
Okay, but empirical data does not entail you what would be even harmful in there. It necessitates a paradigm to judge it.
No, but we do know their subjective measures of harm, and we can apply.
No, we don't.
They say them.
No, they saying it. It would even entail the idea we believe in what they're even saying to begin with. Some of them don't even believe that. But even if it's the case, it would be completely subjective.
Just like Risfel might not believe in your doctrine of why you shouldn't kill me.
But that doesn't entail you that you actually know the full extent of it.
So are you going to not try and stop Risfel from killing me because he might not believe me?
Why should I stop him?
You?
Why should I stop him?
Well, I'm just asking because I'm saying I'm going to try and stop them by using their own ideology.
Why should you stop them?
Because I believe it to be a negative for them.
Oh, you believe that, so they're not winning.
No, I don't think they're. Well, I think they think they're winning.
No, I agree on that with you. They have the subjective standard that they're winning.
Yeah,
But you disagree, but that's a problem. You disagree with that subjectively also. Why should they listen to you?
You realize that I can concede this entire point, and it still doesn't change a damn thing. Because
It does, because you lost then.
Objectivity.
No, it does, because what is a win? You just told me that the dudes would believe that they're winning, but they're not.
The debate wasn't what is a win objectively. It was what is a win.
No, yes. How can you determine what is a win if you don't have objective standard to begin with?
Because there is the actual reality of definitions. That's objective enough.
That entails objectivity, bro.
Yeah, without your paradigm.
No, bro. I would say that you necessitate.
Okay, so if
mine is the only one that has objectivity. You don't even have that. You try to steal from mine,
okay.
bro. You just said it.
So the definitions of words are not objective without God.
You cannot even concede the concept of language without God. Yes, because otherwise, how could you? When you don't have anything to ground your epistemology in something that it is objective, eternal, outside time, and even being the creator, and even have the idea of essence, energy, distinction, the idea of one and the many, and all that resulting to solving the philosophical questions off of it, you cannot determine even to have grounding to actually say concepts of metaphysics, ethics, or even epistemology to begin with. You will not even have be able to pretty much concede the idea of language to begin with, if you don't have anything objective, because truth necessitates to be objective to begin with. Without truth being objective, you cannot.
I'm already highlighting how things are objective outside of your paradigm.
No, you can't, because you're subjectively saying that. You're subjectively saying that. That's the problem. You don't have a paradigm.
Does word have an objective definition?
The word?
Does the word have an objective definition?
No, okay. Do you mean language?
Yeah, sure, language.
Okay. The language that we use is an objective standard. Okay, can you remake the question? I want to understand what you're thinking.
When we define a word, the definition of that word, unless we change it over time, which I admit does happen.
No, it does.
But the meaning behind, like for instance, water will always be water. The thing that we call water will not change, correct?
Okay, that's a proposition. You are using a proposition that requires metaphysical things. You are presupposing inside the proposition. I am. You are presupposing inside the No, dude, that's not it.
Yeah, it is.
What I'm asking,
is water regardless of what we call it?
No, that's a universal. You are making a universal claim. You cannot do that. You don't have the paradigm to even make universal claim.
You can't answer the question.
No, dude, that's not it. No, you don't get it.
Answer the fucking question, man.
No, dude, that's not the idea of answering. You cannot make that claim. You cannot make the claim of water. That's a universal. You don't get it. That's the problem. You are stealing from my paradigm to make those claims. That's what I'm telling you.
I don't give a shit about your paradigm.
Oh my god, dude. That's why you cannot say that grape is wrong, bro. That's what I mean.
No. That's why you think I can't.
No, that's what you are, bro.
No.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, you can't. It's subjective. You already conceded that you cannot say that nothing is wrong to begin with. You already see that.
4 minutes.
Yep. You cannot say that. You don't have the paradigm objectively to say that. You steal from mine to say it, and you don't have the standard to begin with to do that. With the idea of water being water necessitates a paradigm to ground even universals. It necessitates an objective standard to do that. You don't have that. It's a proposition that necessitates the case. You don't have that in your paradigm. Your paradigm steals from mine to even try to say that such a thing. And if it is the case, you're subjectively taking that from my paradigm and granting that to be somehow better for yourself, and then doing that. That's why, if it is the case, then anybody can just go in and do that, and you cannot say that the dude is wrong. That's why you cannot say objectively that rape is wrong. That's why, forgive me. That's why you cannot say that what is a win and what inside the Xanato's Gambit is.
Why not? You can't actually.
Am I
say,
talking to a bloody wall? Did you not
Well, that's
just
how I
hear what I
feel.
just entailed?
That's exactly how I feel. You can say exactly 100%. 100%. You can say it over and over and over again all day long that under your paradigm, I can't objectively claim things.
No, it's not
But-
just under my paradigm. You don't have an objective standard. You, the dude,
I do have an
don't have
objective
it.
standard.
No,
It's scientific
yours.
principles.
No, science cannot tell you that. That's David Hume's guillotine, retard. You cannot do that. You cannot get an ought for what is. Were you even smoking, bro? Science cannot tell you that grape is wrong.
No. Science can't tell me that grape is wrong. That's true. That part is true. But the fundamental building blocks of how I build my philosophies do come from what I can notice about the perceivable universe.
Perception requires what? A mind. You don't have a mind in your paradigm because you asserted that to begin with. Yes. What I'm attacking you here is something that you never got attacked before. Your epistemic justification, bro. That's why you're not getting it. I'm literally stomping you when you don't see what's happening.
No, I understand exactly what you're doing. I've seen the debate tactic like 1,000 times. And
Oh,
normally
really?
I agree with it. But this is just bad faith.
I'm bad faith now. I'm bad faith of questioning your objective standard. What is a win?
Well, I mean, yeah, we've gotten so far away from the actual debate topic. We're
No.
debating we're debating something I don't necessarily disagree with you on.
No. What I'm trying to entail on using the analogy in the idea of ethics and the rest is the idea of objective and subjective, right? I believe that you don't think that grape, you should go around doing that, right? There's no way you would believe that. Right?
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with whether or not a win is a win.
Yes, because you necessitate an objective standard. For example, your question of water.
Hold on. You have been hammering in the idea that a win has to be objective.
Yes.
The entire point of the Xanatos Gambit is that it doesn't. Not for the Xanatos Gambit.
No, but it necessitates. Because right now, right?
No, it doesn't.
Remember, we demonstrated on the example of the trans. We demonstrated it. The idea of the trans thinking that he's winning, but you think that he's not.
Yeah, but again, we're talking about within the Xanatos Gambit.
Yes.
If we're not, then the point of this debate is mute anyway, because we're not really debating Xanatos Gambit.
We are.
Well, then how? Because
Xanatos Gambit.
We have spent the majority of this debate talking about your paradigm versus my paradigm, outside of what is a win with only the objective standard, which falls outside of the actual bounds of the Xanatos Gambit.
It doesn't.
It absolutely does.
It pinpoints right on top of it. It pinpoints it because a win necessitates an objective standard to begin with.
Do you want to know one of the key words that comes up with when you actually break down the Xanatos Gambit is the word desired.
And?
Desired is not necessarily something that you need an objective standard for.
I mean, yes. Necessitates, yes.
You need an objective standard to desire something.
I mean, I would not say the claim is actually correct. I would say that you necessitate an objective paradigm to even make the claim of desiring something to begin with.
That's absurd.
No. That's the problem. With you watching the debate, you told me, you saying that it's absurd. How can you say something like that, bro? That's the lunacy.
Just because I watch their debates doesn't mean I agree with every debate argument they make.
No, but that's the problem. You see the people who actually try to disagree with it, or even all the arguments against it, get fucking obliterated because it's actually the case. The idea of actually attacking the epistemology.
But again, what debate are we having?
Yes, what is
Xanatos
Gambit and what is the win? Yes.
Hold on. If we're having a debate about actual ethics and moral
it's an analogy.
Standards, I would agree with you.
No, it's an analogy.
I know it's an analogy, but it's an analogy for a win separate from the Xanatos Gambit.
No, it's a win inside of it because necessitates the case to be objective.
No, it doesn't. Not based on the Xanatos Gambit's actual.
Yes, it requires to be so because a win requires to be objective. Even the idea of having the plans.
A win requires only to be objective.
No, a win requires to be
outside of the framework of the Xanatos Gambit.
No, dude, no. Otherwise, not
Then
a win.
you're arguing from the
It's not
stance
a
of your
win.
paradigm.
It's not a win. It's just
To you,
randomness.
because your paradigm
Is it coherent at that point?
Yeah, it is. It's logically consistent within itself.
What do you mean logically consistent with itself?
The rules are established, they're defined, and they're followable. You can succeed or fail at a Xanatos Gambit as defined.
Okay, but it necessitates the case that all the plans benefit the author at some capacity, right? The case is what will be... Yes.
Which could include subjective ones.
No, bro, no.
Absolutely.
Benefit necessitates...
It can benefit the planner by some measure.
Yes.
Some measure includes subjective ones.
Yeah, and we agree that is the case that you disagree with the trans dudes doing that.
Irrelevant what I think about the planner. The planner's the one who sets
their interesting.
standards.
Interesting. So they are the ones who set it. But what is the case that they cannot ground what a win is to begin with? What is the case that they subjectively do it, but it's actually something completely random? And it's not actually something a win.
1 more minute, guys.
Like, realistically, I don't care. Because that's
the prompt of the debate, dude. What do you mean you don't care?
I don't care. No, the prompt of the debate is, what is a Xanatos Gambit?
Yeah, I'm asking you the idea of a win. Gambit. I'm asking you the win inside of it, bro. If you cannot determine what a win is, how can you determine if the idea of Xanatos Gambit, the dude did it to begin with? How can you determine that so?
Because the words have meaning and it's very clearly defined.
No, bro, your paradigm cannot even determine meaning of the words to begin with. You cannot even do that.
Read the definition and
no, you can. The definition requires objective.
This entire time has been you can't determine X.
Yes, you can't because your paradigm cannot do so. Yes, and I'm winning.
When I describe it to you and you say you can't determine X. And I give you the answer of how I determine X.
No, it's subjective standard. Yeah, because somebody can go in, disagree with you, and you cannot say that they are wrong. It's subjective. It's just random at that point. Therefore, if it is random, that dude cannot even say that it's a win.
Time. All right. We went 1 hour and 4 minutes. I went to go a little longer because it seems like you guys have more to say. But for now, we're going to go into closing statements. And after we do some closing statements, would you guys like to answer some questions that are being asked by chat? You know, not that many, but
we can
do that. All right. That being said, Faces, you can make your closing statement. You have, is it 3 or 5 minutes? We'll do 5 minutes.
My closing statement is very simple. I knew there was no way Lovis was going to be able to debate this in any way that didn't go down this path, so this was expected. This is why I knew it was going to be a shit show. There was no way you could actually debate this topic without derailing. And although I admit his derailment was still a logical argument, totally fine argument to have, it was totally outside the scope of what the debate should have been. 100%. And he'll disagree with me, and that's fine. Whatever. I'm good.
All right, then, Lovis, your closing statement?
All right. Basically, the problem that Faces Man end up having in the debate is the idea of actually saying what objectively standard for a win is. He cannot do that. He cannot say that. That's why he has to appeal to the idea of derailing. The problem is that asking him objectively and him to pinpoint what a win is. The problem is he's appealing to something subjective, which it would be completely random. The moment that you appeal to something subjective, you cannot tell what would be right or wrong to begin with. He even said that openly that he cannot say what would be the right or wrong. If it is the case that you cannot do that, then you cannot determine what a win is to begin with. Because how can you determine if the claim of a win is true or false to begin with? That's what I mean. The idea of win necessitates an objective standard to be a win. It's the pillar of the idea of Xanatos Gambit. Win, over the idea of benefit. Also, benefit necessitates a paradigm to do that so. Faces cannot comprehend or understand what I'm telling you. This is why one of the problems with the idea of Andrew Wilson, the moment that he also debates a lot of people, he end up not presupping the people because it's actually a skill issue. They don't comprehend. It's actually too hard for the people to get it, that the idea, what they're actually doing. His justification is, it comes from himself, or he interprets it to be so. But if it is the case, then I demonstrate to him. If it is the case that he goes in and interprets something by his own standards and he is his own god, he cannot go in and say to somebody else that the other dude is right or wrong, or even what a win is to begin with. The idea of Xanato's Gambit necessitates a win. If he cannot tell me what a win is, how he's gonna say what a win objectively is to begin with? How he can even do the Xanato's Gambit? That's why he got stomped, and he already knew probably that we would go to that route, but that's the catch. It necessitates the case so because I'm actually attacking his epistemology, and that's why he ended up getting stomped. He cannot tell me anything what is right or wrong. He cannot tell me even what the harm is. But the catch is an analogy to actually say the idea of objective and subjective standards. If he cannot tell me in the end what a win is objectively, why the hell what the win is to begin with? It's just going to be completely random and incoherency from his part. So in this case, I arrested and easy win.
All right then. Now we're gonna go into questions, and we're gonna go into like 2 minutes of an answer per each of these. And one of the questions goes from Trickstar X: is this still about what is a win? I feel like religious position is irrelevant to the debate. You want to answer that, Lovis?
Okay, so the idea of religion necessitates would be the case that they give you an objective standard. You are not your own god, like Faces declare himself to be. The catch is, if you want to say something objectively, you necessitate truth, correct? Because it necessitates a claim to... A truth necessitates to be the case objectively to even make a ought or even a claim to begin with. If it is the case, how can you make a claim of what a win is if you don't have an objective standard to appeal to? It is called epistemic justification. What will ground your reasoning to actually be the case? You have to take that from religion and not the empirical, because empirical cannot tell you even metaphysics or other things outside the physical realm. That's what I'm trying to entail in the debate. The problem is Faces has a hard time to actually grasp it, but I do get it. A lot of people that do have a hard time to grasp the idea of the necessitating something objective to actually ground it and tell you what it is. The question, for example, that Faces gave it to me about the water, right? Is water objectively water? Well, he's appealing to something called universal, right? A characteristic that, or the essence of what the water is. The problem is Faces cannot say that objectively, because if it is the case that he appeals to a subjective standard, right, of what a water is to begin with, or he doesn't even have grounding for what a water is, somebody that can even say that water is a rock, he cannot disagree with the dude, right? He can't, because he doesn't have something objective to appeal to begin with. So that's basically where I'm attacking him from. And that's not a derail from the debate.
So I get to answer that too, or?
Yes, go ahead.
If you want to.
Okay. So since you brought up an argument anyway, I'll just sort of apply.
Okay, real quick though.
No, I don't think that this debate has actually been about the Xanatos Gambit. I think this was entirely Lovis using an argument I've seen used quite frequently, which I do mostly agree with, right? But I think he's using it incorrectly. And I think he's doing it intentionally so.
Yeah, bad faith and etc., huh? Sure.
I'm not necessarily saying that you are 100% arguing in bad faith, but...
Yeah, just 10%, like right? It just feels. Subjectively.
No, it feels like it.
Subjectively, it feels that way.
I am 100% making a subjective claim right now.
I see. So you cannot tell me objectively that I'm doing that.
Of course not, because I'm not you.
No, dude, you can still...
I can't read your mind.
No. That's a belief thing. It's unfalsifiable. You're trying to make an unfalsifiable thing. But go ahead. Go ahead, Risfel.
We're not debating whether or not I can read your mind.
All right.
No, dude. No,
moving on to the next question. This is by Draco Darn 102. Then why should just because you follow religion that you are objectively right? That was for to you, Lovis.
Okay, so the idea of being objectively right? Because you have a standard objectively to appeal to. Basically, if you have subjective standards like Face has, you cannot appeal to anything that's right or wrong. He even said the case that you people saw, nobody's right and nobody's wrong. I am my own God. He said that himself. So if it necessitates the case, how the hell you can say that grape is wrong? How the hell you can say what is a win? How the hell you can even make any claims whatsoever, or even what truth is? That's the thing, the point that I'm actually attacking him from. The catch is actually too hard to grasp it. Because, for example, as he said, oh, I'm not just stealing from your paradigm, Lovos, what harm is, and I'm using it, right? But no, if necessitates the case that he subjectively takes some things from my paradigm and uses it, then anybody else can go in and do something random, and he cannot say that the dude is wrong. Necessitating then, you can never say anything objectively to appeal to what it is or what is not.
All right, then moving on to the next question, and again by Trickstar X. A common interpretation of winning in a game is set by the rules of the game. If you save the princess, I'm Mario. Is that an objective win or subjective? This is like to whomever wants to answer that.
Okay, can you make the question again?
I want to hear Lovis answer that.
Can you make the question?
A common
again?
interpretation of winning in a game is set by the rules of the game. If you save the princess, I'm Mario. Is that an objective win or subjective?
Okay, so a game itself, right? It has a standard on its own, but it will not be subjective, right? Because, for example,
Why not?
Does it have a mind?
Does
the game have a mind, Faces?
The
Subjective necessitates mind dependent, bro.
The creator had a mind.
No, okay, and?
Well, I'm just saying.
Okay, does the numbers assigned the computer have a mind, Faces?
No, but he doesn't have.
No, then shut the fuck up. It's just clear, bro. The dude set up a standard there. It is objective because it's not mind dependent. That's what I mean. People are confusing the idea of objective and subjective. Objective means not mind dependent. Subjective means mind dependent. That's the thing that I'm attacking. You understand? You do not necessitate.
I understand what you're attacking.
Yes.
I just think you are misapplying it.
No, I'm applying it correctly, and you're getting railed.
No, I'm pretty sure you're misapplying it.
No, I'm winning, and you're dead. You're getting out of here gay. Like Vinny said, whoever loses is coming out here gay, and I'm not the one coming out of here gay.
I'm just gonna say this straight up. Everyone who participated in this debate is already gay.
You little fuck.
All right, then.
That includes you, chat.
That includes you too, chat. All right. Trickstar X, this isn't really much of a question, but he says, I don't think Lois can make up the rules of what is a win based on religion. They're both literally playing different games of life. What do you have to say to that?
I mean, again, you necessitate religion to even have meaning to do so. The idea of winning is setting a goal and the such. I would say that the idea of even setting a goal necessitates a paradigm to do that so. Otherwise, you don't have anything. It's just completely randomness at that point. It's an incoherency that the dude will get. So if you cannot objectively tell you what is a goal or something, and it's just completely subjective, again, forgive me, you cannot say that the dude is actually doing a win, or even the dude itself cannot do that.
You see.
But as I explain it again. Yeah.
That's fine.
And in defense of Lovis, he's not using his religion specifically to argue what is objective. He is saying that his religion grounds him in objective reality.
Yeah, no, it grounds in objective reality and metaphysics, right? Outside reality
yes.
also. So yes, the ground.
I'm arguing he's wrong on that to some degree, but I'm not saying that we're not saying that he is saying I am religious, therefore I am right. That's not his argument.
I'm looking down here real quick because I got my it doesn't. Okay, that's not a question. All right, that's fine. Okay. I think we Mercman Gaming. You asked, is that objective faces? But I don't know what he's talking about. He has to specify that one. But other than that, all right, that's fine. I think we don't have any more questions other than that.
Really, no questions from I want to peg Risfel?
I think.
Oh my god!
I think the guy is just lurking right now, or he probably left.
Still assuming it's a guy.
No, actually, they're a woman because No, they're not even in the fucking chat right now. They're gone.
No, listen. I noticed something, right?
What's up?
I
Can
noticed
we
something.
define that objectively?
Yes.
Let's go to Lovus.
Listen. I know something. Okay, I
my
saw
God.
something. JT said her the moment you actually talk about it. So maybe he knows who it actually is. He might be a female.
Maybe it's JT and JT's gone trans, and now we need to pin him down with some objective
my
ethics
God,
to actually like.
You know what? We should just use the knife in the throat. You know what I'm saying? Just use false doctrine. But in the end, we're not going to entail what is right or wrong. So yeah.
JT just goes, hell nah, I don't know that person. All right, then. If there's anything more to say, I think we've read all the questions, and this honestly 1 hour and 38 minutes. That's pretty good.
Of stupidity.
Okay, but that being said, I appreciate you guys coming in here, taking a moment of your time, and being part of the stream. And we should do this more often.
Yeah, I think we had still a good talk. I think that this was still good, right? I like this kind of talk and the pushback. I expected you to be more stomped, by the way, but you actually upholded yourself quite well. I literally expect the worst, right? That you would actually like just get even more stomped, but you actually holded yourself well. So the idea that you said
I had no idea what to expect specifically. I only knew that this was a potential outcome.
I see. You didn't get the am I going to get pre-subbed or not, right? You didn't see that coming.
No. Here's the thing, right? I knew you were going to. There was only one way to argue this, in the sense that it would be to move away from strict definitions.
But then it would defeat your case. Because if you get away from what is the win, then you lose, no?
Well, no. Again, you know what? We're not starting a new debate. We're not starting.
No. Let's set up.
No.
I like the debate, but I think I understand the spirit that you mean. Okay, but I enjoyed it. I mean, you did say that you go into the debate classes and stuff, and I did not expect you to actually uphold yourself, but you did. Although you did toss a little fallacies there, right? So you got caught up, by the way.
So
the idea of ad populum and stuff, right?
Well, again, when we're talking about fallacies, you're asking me to define my worldview, and I'm already telling you, my worldview is not based in your paradigm. So there's no way I'm going to have anything else to go by. I fully admit that. Like I said, I don't necessarily disagree with you on that point.
No, I get it. But that's why I still a fallacy, right? Because in the end, you would disagree. No, it is a fallacy.
Ad populum fallacy is a fallacy in the sense that if you use it in a certain fashion, it can be a fallacy. Ad populum is not always a fallacy. There are legitimate applications of ad populum.
Can you tell me an example where you could use ad populum and not be a fallacy?
Not off the top of my head, but there are.
Now that's a crazy claim. I would like to see that. I don't think that it is the case. But if you say, I would like to...
I can better give you an example of something like appeal to authority. Appeal to authority is easier because you can... if you appeal to an authority, it is, technically speaking, a fallacy. But there are valid reasons to appeal to an authority. I mean, for instance, I could easily just say your entire presupposition about what it is that gives you objective claims is an appeal to authority.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean. So, for example, the idea of actually me inside my paradigm going and asking my priest about something necessitates the case that I would appeal inside the authority of him having the Holy Spirit and the such, right? Would that be something like that? I was
making a broader claim that you basically saying I have a paradigm that is grounded in objective reality, and I know that because basically God. I mean, technically speaking, that is an appeal to authority. It's the authority, but it's an authority.
Okay, but you also, if it is the case, then you also did the same. Because you are your own God.
Sure. We can make that argument. But again, I'm not making that argument.
This is the case,
for
right?
A reason.
In the end, right, it actually becomes a reductio, which you actually have to appeal to something, right? You have to. At least in the idea of the appealing. That's what I mean, right? Not the idea of fallacies. But in the end, you have to appeal to something. Even if it's the case you appeal to yourself. What I'm entailing here is that you are appealing to something that is finite, changing, and you also die, right?
Well,
what I'm
hold on.
appealing
To be
to
fair,
is something
I did
that it doesn't
state
die.
basically that I appeal to data.
But that's the problem. The moment you appeal to data, it cannot give you odds. It's the Hume's guillotine. Remember
Yes,
I
it
said
cannot give you odds. That is true.
Yeah.
That is
Therefore, you cannot ground your ethics.
I have to ground my worldview around the data based on subjective claims. I 100% agree with that. But I don't necessarily think that means based on like even if we take your odds, let's assume that what you've grounded yourself on is just not true. I know you'd push back on that, but if I were to assume that everything you believe is a lie, right? Then all of your objective claims are meaningless because they end up being subjective anyway.
No. It would end up, here's why, right? I understand the spirit that you mean. Here's why. It's because I'm still appealing to something that is outside the mind. And it necessitates the case that it didn't change. Even if God end up being false, right? I already seen this argument before. Even if God end up being false and all that, it is still appealing to something that is unchanging. But there's a case. If somebody comes in and change it, like the first argument that you did, then it becomes subjective, right? But I will say that the Eastern Orthodoxy never changed. That's one of my claims. Although now I cannot take the position completely to defend the Eastern Orthodoxy because I'm not an apologist, right? And I don't have the blessing to do so. So in that case that you would like to check if it is the case, I would ask you to go to a priest or to an apologist and try it yourself.
I mean, I'm not really that interested, but I mean, I'm of the belief that there's the possibility that it's never changed, but it's unlikely as far as I'm concerned. Most religions have changed in one way or another.
But
even if it's just basic doctrines.
Okay, but that's the problem. You saying that people change or religions change does not necessitate the case that one particular religion did. There will be just you incredulity doing that.
Well, that's why I'm not making the argument. I'm just saying that I don't believe this. Saying I have a belief is not the same thing as me saying I 100%.
No, but don't believing it is incredulity. It's a fallacy, argument of incredulity. You don't believe that this religion never changed. It's you incredulity do so, right? Now, it would not be incredulity if you can back it up with facts or things that you found out.
But again, that's the point I'm making is I can't back this up. So it is just a feeling.
So it's incredulity.
Yes, it is. Well, it is, but it's not. I'm just gonna say it is. Yes.
Okay, incredulity. It's fine.
All right. That being said, you guys want to say anything more, or do you think we should just end it here? If that's so,
I think at this point, if you don't cut us off, we're gonna keep talking. For
you're
hours.
gonna keep talking. Yeah. Your friend Trickstar did say. Your friend Trickstar did tell me that you can go all night if you don't stop.
But I did like talk with faces.
I'm glad you guys enjoy each other in this debate. And
yeah, I don't like he has a black face.
I hated him. He's totally terrible, and he makes my feelings hurt.
All right.
He has a black face. That's something I don't like, but it's okay.
All right, then. With that being said, I'm gonna go into the
context, but okay.
I'll go to my channel over here and just end the stream. Thank you guys for coming, and I'll be there if you are still here. One second. Anywho, any ship. Anyway, I can see that this is like the first time I've ever done something like this. I kind of liked it. I kind of like the little back and forth between each other, and I think these guys are probably going to end up talking to each other a little more often than usual. And yeah, I've got a lot to learn. I got more to learn. I need to calm my nerves a little bit, but we'll see how these things go. Anyway, thank you all for coming. The recording of the stream will still be here. You'll be seeing on YouTube. And with that, I'm gonna go find someone to raid real quick on Twitch, and I'm gonna send you all to at least make friends. Yeah, of course we make friends, man. We always make friends along the way, even if we all want to fucking stab each other in the back. I'm kidding, but I'm gonna send you guys to Paladin Shadows. Actually, hold on. Let me We're gonna sing you guys to Lena Lune. How about that? I'll witness the friends we made along the way. True, dude. True. All right. I'll see you guys to Alina, and I do not have the ability to do that on my YouTube account, so I'm sorry, but thank you all for coming. I will see you all on the next week. Get the fuck out of my house. Have a good night. Bye-bye. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Anyway.